Welcome everyone to part 3. The anti-tank squad has been unboxed, built, and is ready to go, so let's get straight into what I've accomplished. So first off, this is what the finished anti-tank soldier looks like. And no, there aren't just 2 of them, there's 5. Most of them are just basic troops with no unique features. But this one I gave a backpack so he can have a secondary weapon, which I think is pretty realistic. And using an Argus Filch head from the Harry Potter series, I built this one, which looks like an older general or veteran of some sort. And when put together, I have an anti-tank squad. I love the addition of these anti-tank soldiers because they really make it feel like an army, than just a bunch of random scattered troops lying around. As well as having them all in uniform really helps it stand out as like this is one squad, compared to just having a couple troops here, a couple troops there, or random mixed units across the battlefield. But when compared to an anti-tank gunner squad, I feel like mine hold up quite well. But that's not all I have for this update. As you might have seen in the intro, I also got a bunch of these. Now, it may be a little confusing what they're for, but if you stack them together like this, you might see it has the beginnings of a sandbag. So if you add a bunch more parts to it, and then cap it off with some of these flat tiles, I've managed to create a sandbag that I think looks pretty accurate to the one in Enlisted. And of course, why stop at 1 when you can have 2? That's right, for this update, I also made 2 sandbags. When paired with a troop, they're also at a pretty good height, to where the troop can still see, but they're mainly covered. And it's also just the perfect height to where they can shoot over it. I also created these. This is a brick-built weapon that resembles the Type 5 rocket launcher from Enlisted. It's classified as an anti-tank weapon, so only your anti-tank soldiers can use it, which is why I felt like it belonged in this update. I also made this small contraption, which is to resemble the anti-tank mine. In the game, you throw the little explosive on the ground, usually on top of a tank, and then when you push the lever, it detonates the explosive, which usually destroys the tank, or whatever is around it. You just don't want to be very close when it goes off. I also got a whole bunch of extra helmets to use later. I plan to use all of these helmets to build and improve future troops in this series. Speaking of improvement, I also decided to replace the helmet on my current tank drivers with a tan version with goggles because it looks much more accurate to the Enlisted version, as well as I think just helps it feel more Japanese and less American. And while the goggles make the helmet look more bulky, I actually kind of like it better because it adds a little bit of realism to the tank drivers. So I made the change to both of them. And now, for the most firepower I've yet to add to this mock, I have an anti-tank gun. Built by an engineer in the game, I feel like this anti-tank gun was something I had to include in the anti-tank troop update. This anti-tank gun was designed off the one from Enlisted, and I really love how much detail I managed to get into such a compact design. I think my 2 favorite features is that the shield is angled, and that the gun can move up and down by controlling this little back lever. Typically crewed by 2 people, I think this anti-tank gun looks really nice. This is going to be a great addition to the army. Plus, as I previously mentioned, this is the biggest weapon that I have currently for the Japanese army, and so therefore it has the most firepower and does the most damage. And when put together, I think this anti-tank squad has some pretty good firepower now. However, some of the things I include in this update have no actual way of being built yet, so we'll have to get that in the next update. Anyway, that's all I have for building Enlisted Part 3. If you want to check out one of my other videos, I'll put them on screen here, and if you want to subscribe so you can stay in tune for more content. Thanks for watching.